If you're feeling all excited and you want to try out switching up your mandazi recipe with a fantastic option that is Mahamri, try out this easy peasy recipe, which is going to need very basic pantry staples, and it's going to turn out fluffy, delicious, and it's going to be perfect to enjoy over some tea, coffee, or even a plate or a bowl of 𝗟𝗲𝗃𝗃 za nazi. Yeast is the key ingredient when it comes to cooking Mahamri because it helps fluff up the Mahamri while frying. So you need around 15 grams of instant yeast. That is 2 teaspoons of yeast. We have two types of yeast, that is instant yeast and dry yeast. So into your bowl, you're going to be adding in your yeast. And when buying my yeast, I always buy the sachet ones because it's always fresh. If you have dry yeast, you're going to add in your yeast, sugar, add in lukewarm water, wait for around 5 minutes for the yeast to bloom. But because I'm using instant yeast, there's no need to wait for 5 minutes. You're going to use a spoon and stir in the lukewarm water, the yeast and sugar. Then you're going to add in the rest of the ingredients. And I'm going to start off by cracking an egg. Add in a teaspoon of cardamom powder, which is very important when it comes to cooking Mahamri because it's going to add in a very flavorful taste to the Mahamri. Then gradually I'm going to add in my flour as I mix up. To mix in my wet and dry ingredients, I'm using a spoon to mix up my ingredients because this is the messy part. Once I have a shaggy dough, I'm going to switch to my clean hands. All the ingredients are listed in the description box in the right quantity. So when I have a shaggy dough just like this, I'm going to go in with my hands, add in the rest of the flour. Lift as I tuck my dough and knead for around 3 to 4 minutes. I have some extra flour which I'm going to add in a tablespoon at a time as I mix up the dough until it's soft and elastic. If you notice that your dough is very dry, you can add in a tablespoon of lukewarm water at a time until it's easy to knead or it's easy to work with. Make sure to scrape your bowl as you knead. And once you have a soft dough, add in around a teaspoon of oil. Knead for 1 more minute. And after 1 minute, this is how your dough is going to be looking. As you can see, it's not sticky at all. So I'm going to tuck in the bottom just like this. Transfer back into the bowl and add in a teaspoon of more cooking oil. Spread on the dough. And this is going to prevent the dough from drying out while resting. Wrap your bowl with a plastic wrap, which is going to prevent the dough from drying out as well. Then you're going to place your bowl in a warm area in your kitchen, rest for around 30 minutes to 1 hour or until doubled up in size, ready to make your Mahamri. This is after 30 minutes because it's quite hot. So as you can see, the dough has doubled up in size. So I'm going to remove the plastic wrap. Punch to remove the excess air pockets in the dough. Transfer to my countertop. I'll sprinkle in some extra flour. Then I'm going to knead for around a minute. I absolutely enjoy working with yeast because the outcome is always perfect, and the key is to make sure that you have some fresh yeast so that the outcome can be perfect. So I'm going to tuck the dough in the bottom just like this. Cut the dough in half and into quarters just like this. Pick the dough and form a round shape once more by tucking in the bottom. If you notice that the dough is sticking on your hands a little bit, you can spread some flour on your hands so that you can work on the dough. I've noticed that the pieces of dough are a little bit big, so I'm going to divide once more to make sure I have around 8 pieces of dough. Pick, tuck, and place aside. And it is at this point that you're going to place a deep frying pan that is, with cooking oil over medium high flame, and wait for around a minute or two for the cooking oil to get ready. Once done, you're going to dust your working surface. Pick one piece of dough. Then using a rolling pin, you're going to roll out your dough into a round shape. Make sure to spread enough all-purpose flour on your countertop so that the dough doesn't stick. And as you roll out your dough, make sure to evenly push the dough so that all sides can be even. Once done, I'm going to use my pizza cutter. You can use a knife as well. Cut into half and into quarters. Then you're going to check if the cooking oil is ready by inserting a spatula or something wooden. Once you notice small bubble in the oil is ready, so you're going to carefully place in the pieces of dough. Immediately you place in the pieces of dough in the hot cooking oil, you notice that they fluff up very quickly. So you're going to fry for around 30 seconds to a minute on each side. Pick another piece of dough as the mahamris are frying and roll out. Check on my mahamri, which is frying. Once perfectly brown, you're going to use your skimmer or a skewer. Flip and let the other side cook. Once ready, you're going to scoop out and just look how gorgeous the mahamri is looking. So you're going to transfer to a plate and add in your next round. Once more, I'm going to flip and cook the other side for around 30 seconds. And when ready, I'm going to use my skimmer, shake off the excess oil and transfer to the rest. Do not overcrowd your pan because you need the mahamri to puff up while frying. So very quickly, I'm going to roll out my next piece of dough. And also make sure the flames are not too high so that you can get that perfect golden brown color on your mahamri. You'll notice that my flames are at medium low because I'm multitasking. That is rolling out the dough, cooking the mahamri. So you have to make sure the flames are moderate so that you can be able to multitask. I'm going to roll out some more. The kitchen is smelling so good from the mahamri frying because we have cardamom. 30 seconds in, this is the next round. Just look at that. Fantastic. Add in some more. And then you're going to repeat with the rest of the dough, which is going to take around 5 to 8 minutes at most. Cooking your mahamri, and they have this white line, which looks absolutely amazing. So as you can see, I've been enjoying my I've been enjoying my mahamri. I'm super excited because they're so good and delicious. And as you can see, we have a gorgeous golden brown color. Everything is fantastic. And I hope you'll be giving this recipe a try because I can't wait to have my breakfast. Catch you on my next episode. Bye-bye.